हम दिल्ली वालों आपसे ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि हम जब एनएसडी में पढ़ने गए थे तो तब वहां पर जब हमें सिर्फ रोटी और चने का दाल और क्या कहते हैं राजमा दिया गया था, तो मैंने पहले पूछा, यार राजमा या चने हम तो घोड़े को खिलाते हैं या लोग खाते हैं? हम जब बीमार पड़ते थे तभी हम रोटी खाते थे, और वहां के लोग जब बीमार पड़ते हैं खिचड़ी खाते हैं। Adil, oh my God, what is this? I have eaten fish across the globe, Adil. I have visited almost 150 countries and I have had fish, but this is the best that I have ever had. When I was a kid, I would take a gamcha, the Assamese gamcha, and then two of us will get into the water, and then we will just do one and catch shrimps. And my mom is going to crispy fry it with onion and, you know, or any other way.
Joining us today on Let's Talk Food is Adil Hussain. He needs no introduction. He's done so many interesting films. He's left an impact with every project that he's been part of. And today, he'll not be talking about projects, but about Assamese food. Wow. I mean, mera bolte bolte, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a very interesting talk. And also the fact that, you know, you're in Assam right now. You're like in the house where you were born. A lot of memories associated, you know, with this place. Yeah, tell us.
Yes. So this is the pond. I will turn my camera towards the pond. This is the pond. Can you see that?
Yes, yes. Yes,
there's
we
a
can.
Pond there.
Yeah.
So that's the pond I grew up swimming and catching fish and shrimps and all that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in Assam and I'm very happy to talk to you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to talk to you. So, and especially about food. And my mom is the person who sort of made me fell in love with food because, you know, mom's food generally is known, you know, across India, especially Southeast Asia, and where there is a mom culture. The love that the mother, you know, pours in for the well-being of her offspring, you know, so that is probably the main ingredient of this, you know, the secret ingredient to make the food so tasty. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And you showed us the pond. I'm sure, you know, the kitchen is not too far. It's like maybe just a few rooms away. So, kya banta tha us kitchen mein? And I'm sure, you know, the moment you arrived at your residence, you must have had a traditional Assamese food.
Assamese food.
What was it? What was offered to you?
This time it is a bit different because my mom is not well and she's in bed. She had a situation with, she's 94 almost. And so I am the person who was in the kitchen to cook the food. And so generally it's the fish which comes instantly. And also because of the pond that we can catch fish from the pond and directly to the kitchen and then you cook. So I came and the first thing I wanted to eat was fern, a specific fern. Ami Ohomiyat Dhekia Hak Buli Kong.
Yeah, yeah.
Assam, we say it in Assam, Dhekia Hak means sag. And it's a specific species of fern. You know, fern, generally there are different kinds of ferns, but this fern that you pluck it and then you let it go stale for one day and then you just cook it very simply, a little bit of oil and salt, and that probably that is it, and it's so tasty. That's my most favorite green leafy vegetable, if I may say, in the world, you know, that I grew up eating that. And there are so many other kinds, like for example, we call mani muni. In North India, it's called brahmi. I don't know the English name of it. And that's extremely good for your stomach, to cleanse your stomach. You make it with, you cook it with fish, small fish and little light gravy, and really light, like almost like you can equate it with clear soup.
Okay.
But
It has to be
fish
that.
soup.
Yes.
It's that clear.
Hmm.
And very little spices. Assam is very famous for gentle food. Like entire Northeast is also. We eat a lot of chili, but in a different way, not in the curry.
Okay.
Not in a separately we would eat.
Separately,
Probably, And so, yeah, you ask me because I can go on and on.
Please. I mean, this is like so insightful. Like a lot of people, not really aware of it. Yes.
बहुत सारे dishes हैं. एक है जिसको हम असम में और खास करके असम और adjacent districts of Meghalaya.
Achha, okay.
We eat here. We'll call khar.
I wanted to come to that. I wanted to come to that. Yes.
So I haven't probably found that anywhere in the world, or not even in India.
Yeah.
But in Meghalaya, yes, and especially in Garo Hills, which is adjacent to the district that I am born, or Goalpara, which is the name of the town that I'm staying, and also the name of the district is Goalpara.
Okay.
So next to Goalpara, 12 kilometers from my house, like if I start walking from here, it's 12 kilometers to the south. Would be Meghalaya border.
Okay. Oh.
And unfortunately, I don't understand a single word they speak. Which is such a sad thing because it's a totally different language. And they understand our language, but we don't, because probably we considered them for some reason inferior. So we didn't learn their language and they did,
Yeah.
So that's the other dynamics, politics, linguistic, we can talk about it later in another program. But so khar is pure alkaline. It's anti-acidic. It's anti-acidic means anti-cancer almost. Because the body, most humans in the world, we eat a lot of acidic food. Most foods are acidic, apart from like lemon and few other things, which is alkaline. And as soon as the acidic aspect of the body increases, you are prone to, develop cancer and other diseases. So in this part of the world, in Assam, and Meghalaya and other Garo Hills area. So we have this khar and we eat it. Khar is, the most interesting aspect of khar is made of a specific species of banana peel, which is burnt and soaked in water for I don't know how many hours. Okay. And then you strain the water and that water becomes pure alkaline. And you cannot just drink it because it's very strong. And the taste of it is metallic almost.
Okay.
But you have to know how much to pour, and because it is not industrialized, so each car bottles that I buy from the Garo Hills side on my way from the airport to my hometown is very different. The strength of the alkaline is very different. So we generally make fish, rahu fish. The raw fish जो होता है वो ब्रह्मपुत्र में मिलते हैं और of course काफी सारे जो fisheries हैं they farm it nowadays, in the fisheries they grow it separately, but the best tasty raw fish ब्रह्मपुत्र से आते हैं. So we make it with that, and I remember first time when I made it in Delhi in a party, and so I made khar fish. And then I thought, let's see how people respond to that, because a lot of people will be probably eating for the first time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like liquid that I make, and it's a very thin gravy, kind of a whitish color it becomes. So one of the guests, who is also a very famous installation artist called Subodh Gupta, he ate it, and I was somewhere else in the other room, and so Subodh was going on, who cooked this fish? Who cooked this fish? And Dibang said, this is my friend Adil. Adil, oh my God, what is this? I have eaten fish across the globe, Adil. I have visited almost 150 countries and I have had fish, but this is the best that I have ever had. So, and it is not Adil because Adil made it. It's because this taste, the delicate taste of this khar is so different on the palates of the people, those who haven't eaten. Yeah. When you tasted it.
Yeah.
So khar is very, very special, and we also make it if someone is vegetarian. We can also make it with green
veg.
papaya and aubergine.
Yeah, with papaya, I've heard, yes.
Papaya is delicious.
It's
very
delicious,
delicious.
yeah.
Then we have bamboo shoot, which is again very
yes.
unique. Fermented bamboo shoot. We put it in chicken. We make dal. We also call it korisa. Korisa boli kaun. So that is very specific. Fern is very specific, as I said, to Assam. And then, of course, the other sag. Because if I just walk out in our backyard, near the pond, if I go, there will be a lot of green things will be growing without any kind of care. It just grows.
They just
go out. Yeah, you just go out and collect it and make your sag. And I remember when I was a kid, I would take a gamcha, the Assamese gamcha, that red border gamcha.
Yes, white and red border, yes.
White, and Yogendra Yadavji has made it famous because he always wears it. So that we would take it, and then two of us will get into the water, and then we will just do one and catch shrimps. And my mom is going to crispy fry it with onion and, or any other way.
Okay, we'll be talking about these really traditional local dishes that you grew up eating. And a lot of people have also sort of, forgotten about these Assamese dishes. Are there any hidden recipes, hidden food items that you would like to talk about that people have literally forgotten?
I think the most significant difference that I have seen, like for example, if you go to Bihar or Bengal, the food becomes a bit more oily and fried and all that. Like the Bengali cuisine, I'm also a very big fan of Bengali cuisine. And I can cook a lot of Bengali dishes myself.
I wanted to come to that. That's the next question. I wanted to come to that.
Okay. But in Assam, what happens that we use very little oil.
Yeah.
Probably because of the soil that we have here is very fertile, and because of the rain fall in Assam, the quantity of rain is a huge amount. It has lessened over the years because of the climate change, probably. So the taste of the vegetables and all that is so alive and vibrant that we don't need to put too much of masalas or or spices at all. And so what we do, like for example, aloo potato, aloo bharta. So it is just simply boiled and 2 drops of mustard oil, aubergine burnt and just chopped. Then there is one vegetable which I haven't seen anywhere after Bengal. It grows in Assam. Ami Ohomiyat ami bhat kerala boli kau. Bhat Kerala. Bhat Kerala is almost like tinder, but with spikes. Very gentle, soft spikes.
Oh, okay.
And it's very gentle vegetable. You just chop it into two and just make, you can boil it, and again you can make a bharta. We make fish bharta, again with mustard oil and salt and probably green chili or a dry chili, lightly roasted, and then it's there. And the hidden recipe is there, like the mutton dish with a seed of a sag. We call it pui sag. In fact, I have it in the fridge now. Pui sag, and there are some seeds which is deep maroon. If you just press it like that, it melts. And with that, she makes this mutton.
Wow!
It's just too. I have never had it. And then. Small fish is very, very important for us. And we make it small fish with something called tengesi tenga. We call it, in Assam, we call it tengesi tenga, which is clover. You know, clovers, like 3 leaves, small leaves.
Yes.
It's a bit sour.
Yeah.
And that we make it with a small fish.
Okay.
And again, very light curry.
And to be taken with rice?
Right. We are rice eaters.
Yeah, that's what,
6 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock we just eat rice.
Take rice.
Roti we eat only when we are unwell.
Oh, wow. I'm not too sure, how people will react in Delhi to that. Do you want to repeat that again in Hindi, please? Delhi walo.
हम दिल्ली वालों आपसे ये बताना चाह रहे हैं कि हम जब NSD में पढ़ने गए थे तब वहां पर जब हमें सिर्फ रोटी और चने का दाल और क्या कहते हैं राजमा दिया गया था, तो मैंने पहले पूछा, यार राजमा या चने हम तो घोड़े को खिलाते हैं या लोग खाते हैं? But I didn't know because of the climatic, difference.
Yeah.
It doesn't grow there.
Yeah.
The first time I went out of Assam was Delhi to study in NSD.
Yeah,
I was like, why things are so dry? There are no greens. Where have I come?
Yeah.
And I started appreciating my, topography way more after I came back. I'm like, oh, that's why we are so soft and gentle in Assam. People are very nice and gentle and soft.
Yeah.
Climatic condition plays a very important role
very,
in
very
your
important.
emotional makeup.
Yes. People in Delhi are extreme because of the extreme weather conditions. They're extreme.
Delhi, I mean, go ahead. Exactly. And I'm salute to people, those who are from there and still maintaining that kind of, hospitality and warmth is amazing. It's easier for us to behave gently towards people because the climate helps us to do that.
Yeah.
And so, हम जब बीमार पड़ते थे तभी हम रोटी खाते थे. और वहाँ के लोग जब बीमार पड़ते हैं खिचड़ी खाते हैं, चावल खाते हैं.
It's the reverse imaginable. Wow, this is what I'll open the interview with. But when you entered NSD और ये देखा कि यार यहाँ पे तो यही मिलेगा खाने को, I mean, आपको लगा कि मैं survive कैसे करूँगा यहाँ पे? कैसे रहूँगा यहाँ पे? Did that cross your mind?
Oh yes, cross my mind. I've been tortured by it for 3 years. I haven't touched a roti. I haven't had chole. I haven't had kadi chawal. I haven't had rajma chawal. I would rather eat only rice, and probably I'll chop some onions myself and some green chili and little mustard oil and salt, and I will mix it. I will eat that. But now over the years, of course, I started appreciating, looking at. So I have to still really work hard to sort of relish rajma chawal. But once I did, probably it was made very differently.
Okay.
And kadi chawal I have started enjoying. Chole, I would, if there is dal and chole, I would go for dal.
Okay.
And won't go for chole. But my wife, she loved chole.
Mostly Assamese draws influence from Bengali cuisine. I mean, that's the perception.
Right.
So what do you have to say about the similarity between the two? Yeah.
I think you are very right that we Assamese people have this amazing openness and inclusive attitude and embracing attitude. Like we have so many people coming from different parts because it's in the corner of India.
Yeah.
It is landlocked, surrounded by, almost foreign nations. If you go farther northeast is surrounded by China and then Burma. So whenever we would make ilish, so we would definitely go for the Bengali preparation, which is very close to, because of the proximity of the district. And but then we found our own way to make ilish also. We'll use some potatoes. You know what I mean?
It has to be different if it's Assamese.
Different, huh? And so raw fish, for example, when I eat in Bengal, it is mostly quite oily, and they would put masala and dahi and make it kalia. We call it machir kalia. But in Assam, we'll make it very light. And there is, of course, a very famous Assamese dish. Whoever knows a little bit of Assamese food, they will say masor tanga.
Yes, I read about this. Masor
tanga is just tomato and raw fish. It's very simply made. You put onion, little mustard oil, put little panchpuran, and put the onion chopped, not like very finely chopped, just chopped onion, and then you let it sort of go little transparent in the heat of the oil, and then you put a lot of tomatoes and let it cook for some time and not fry it. But it has to cook well. Put a lot of water, let it boil, and then you put the gently fried pieces of raw fish and let it happen for 10 more minutes, and it's done. And it is very simple. No garlic, no ginger, nothing, just that. And you can have loads of rice with it and become fat.
Non-vegetarians can have all types of seafoods, all types of non-vegetarian fare. which
Yeah.
I think is not really correct, because every non-vegetarian would not really be having everything that's available in seafood, or
No, no.
So
Yeah.
what do you have to say? Do you also
Yeah,
follow?
no.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot with seafood myself.
Okay.
I'd gotten used to having a bit of seafood in terms of fish.
Okay.
I can't have crabs, but crabs are very regularly eaten here. My mom, would catch crab and she would make it. But I have a problem with that because of the shape of the crab and all. So for some reason, I'm not really very adventurous with seafood. But I've gotten used to bangra and salmon and other seafood, which is mostly fish and lobsters and all that. Because I spent some time in Kerala and also in the West.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
And before we just wind up, just the last question: what is a must in Assamese kitchen? And if you could tell us more about Assamese thali. I mean, people up north, and maybe even we only talk about Gujarati, Rajasthani, Kathiawadi, Maharashtrian thali, Kerala thali, but not much about Assamese thali.
No, not at all. Very, very straight. See, Assamese thali would have a lot of items, small items, in terms of those are not full-fledged dish, but almost like side dishes, like chutneys. We'll have chutneys called it's a very typical kahudi. Then there would be another thing with these are all made of mustards of different texture and different quality and quantity of mustard.
Okay.
And there would be something, and very Assamese thing is also to have black sesame seed paste with duck and with pigeon meat, and also chicken.
Chicken.
So chicken you would have. Then of course pork and other dishes made in bamboo. What do you call it? Inside the bamboo poles. Then a lot of steamed food in the thali. Will have khar, will have aloo bharta, and then something with bamboo shoot, definitely fish and chicken and mutton. So it's a big thali and a lot of saag.
Right. Thank you so much, to speak to us about Assamese cuisine. There's so much we've learned. This was really a very enriching session. A lot of our viewers, not into Assamese cuisine, is something that they would really, try and would want to know more about the Assamese fare. Thank you so much, sir, for your time today.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Yes.
Thank you.